Hello, this is Gary Reinhardt with Heart to Heart with Gary Reinhardt, and I have a very special guest today. I am talking to Adi the Yeti, the viral sensation. You have been all over Facebook, on YouTube, you've been everywhere around here in the Adirondacks, and I am also speaking with Yeti expert, doctorate in Yeti studies, Sherry Matthews, who will be translating for the Yeti. How are you doing today, Dr. Matt?
I'm doing well. How are you, Gary?
I am doing well, and the Yeti is doing good as well. Yeah, all right. So let's get going. All right, so my first question is, how is the Yeti's command of the English language?
I don't have the ability to speak like humans can, but I do understand the language quite well. I also understand some written language when I see signs or look at what humans call books.
Awesome. Now, where do you hibernate? I mean, because it's becoming spring soon, so I'm assuming you're going to want to start getting ready to go to sleep.
I live in a cave, back in the woods, up on a mountain.
So I'm assuming no specific place. You don't want people disturbing you. That's a good idea. Good idea. All right. Now, the people on the radio can't see this, but I can. Your fur looks so smooth. Like, is it like conditioner, or how do you keep your fur so smooth like that?
I personally groom myself when I visit my shelter. The tongue is an amazing tool.
That it is. I'm going to have to tell everyone out there, that's what they're going to have to do to get that nice, luscious fur.
That's correct.
Now, why have you started showing up around town? Why now?
As you may already know, my species is trying to keep a low profile from human activity. Sadly, I was discovered and knew that if I kept hiding, I would eventually be hunted down. As such, I decided to reveal myself and try to portray myself not as a nuisance to human society. I was also very curious about a culture that connects nature and technology to survive.
Yeah, that is the very interesting and very essence of the Adirondacks, being able to take the old, the new, and try to combine them into something.
That's correct.
Now, I've seen on television Yetis that can do magic. Are you a magic Yeti?
By no means are Yetis magical. We follow the laws of nature as other creatures do.
Okay. All right. Now, I've seen, myself, a bumble. And a bumble bounces. Can you bounce like a bumble?
Well, I need to first explain what bumbles are. They are what you humans call the Gigantopithecus species. This includes Yetis, Sasquatch, and other upright bipedal biped similar traits of bipeds. My largest of cousins, bumbles, can bounce because they have a large amount of blubber that covers their body. I am half Yeti and half Sasquatch. Neither side of my family has blubber in their genetics. Therefore, if I fall a long distance, bye-bye, Adi.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I tried to talk to my friend Yukon Jack about the bumbles, so I have a little bit of familiarity with them. Now, when we see Yetis on TV, a lot of them are portrayed as bad guys. You know, you watch Scooby-Doo, the Yetis try to beat them up. And of course, you see it's a guy in a costume, but we know that you are the real thing. But we've seen Yetis, they're usually the villains, or they're usually trying to beat people up or anything. Do you think Yetis get a bad name?
I can understand why Yetis are known as vicious. We are territorial and will go to extreme to protect our boundaries or anyone who will get in our way.
Interesting. Now, what is your impression of our culture now that you've had time to kind of look around and see the different locations of the Adirondacks?
I'm more comfortable with the forest than a nice cave or a wooden structure. Humans seem to enjoy more of a complicated lifestyle created by their own hands. Don't get me wrong, I create my own shelters with trees and branches. I'm impressed with this community and how they encourage a life in the forest, even though they still use complicated technology in doing so.
Okay. Interesting. Now, as you can see, I am someone who needs to get on a diet. I need to lose some weight here. You know, I know. It's more of a health thing. I got to try and lose weight for my health. Now, I've heard about the Yeti diet. What do Yetis eat?
Yetis love any type of livestock. Cattle, deer, llamas. But as for myself, I stick with a more vegetarian diet when I can. Some tree bark is good, and some roots have nice flavoring. For a nice breath, I enjoy chewing on the gum from the spruce tree.
Ooh, you keep the good breath up. That is important. I'll have to look into that as I move forward. Now, music must be a concept that's kind of foreign to you. Do you like music?
Our species love making music with our voices and hitting branches against logs and trees.
Oh, so I can just say you're pretty good at being percussionist. Yeah. All right. In your encounters with the public, are people afraid of you?
Oh, yes, but not for the right reasons. You should always fear us and respect our boundaries. But I am not going to attack just to be mean.
All right. Now, do you like Yeti hugs? Do you give out Yeti hugs?
I love hugs. It's a good sign of respect and friendship. Humans are very physical creatures. I love that about your species. I also like high fives, handshakes. I learned how to do those from younger humans.
Excellent. I'll have to get a Yeti hug after the meeting. So, one of the pictures I've seen on the internet is of the employee at the inn. His name is Don. And this guy is actually taller than you are in this picture of you and him. What's it like to meet someone that's actually taller than you are?
I have relatives who are almost 9 feet tall. Size isn't an issue with me. How you communicate with me determines on how I see you.
As you may have known, we just had Maple Fest a few weekends ago to quite good success, I'm very happy to say. What is your take on maple syrup? Do you like maple syrup?
I have seen and tasted what you humans have done to maple sap. I prefer drinking the sap, but the flavor of maple does wonders to your species' food.
Of course, and I always like the darker amber stuff. The more you boil it. Yeah. Now, one of the most famous movies that have to do with like a Sasquatch Yeti creature, other than, of course, what I talked about with my friend Yukon Jack, is Harry and the Hendersons. What are your thoughts on that movie?
I have heard about this object called a television, and that you can watch stories you call a movie. I've never had the experience, so I do not watch Harry and the Henderson.
All right, we're gonna have to correct that as soon as possible because that is a classic movie.
Very good
Harry
movie.
and the Hendersons should have deserved an Oscar. Now you've kind of touched on this, but I wanted to ask you: are you related to Bigfoot?
My mother's side of the family are one of many types of what you call Sasquatch or Bigfoot. My father's side of the family are Yetis from the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal.
Excellent. Now, let's see, what else we got here? Do you get angry easily?
Oh no. I try to hold my temper. I don't want to become caged or even shot like other creatures in the woods.
I'm pretty sure other creatures don't want to get shot or caged, but very good. All right, well, we're going to stop there for a sec, and we'll be back right after these messages.